Hello Libra, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Daily Matera by Renata Lechner. Renata Lechner. That's how you spell her name and how you spell the deck name. There you go. Supportive Oracle cards or the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Good? Good. First relationship, second single. This, I have to say, my first thought is this could be a little bit messy. Stop, really, after two. But you got two good cards, so... Now, who's moving first here? Your partner. Okay. This feels like, see, this is what I feel. Knight of Wands, your partner, comes in quickly, wants to do something. Like is presenting an idea to you very quickly, coming in, it feels like out of the blue. Quick movement, let's do this, let's go there, blah, blah, blah. You got the Fool's card on your side. You're like, that sounds great. Let's do that. But, but I feel like you're saying, I feel like you're agreeing with the Knight of Wands. Yeah, let's do that. That's great. And while we're doing that, and I feel like there's this whole conversation that happens with the Fool card. And I'm getting, they bring forth something they want to do. You're very optimistic and excited about it. But then through conversation and talking, I feel like you change it. You have the Magician card on your side. I'm feeling like you change it, and this goes a different direction. Now, I'm getting through talking that this seems to be going in a different direction. Now, something is a little interesting here, because the Knight of Wands still has the same idea. Through conversation, you're kind of evolving the situation a little bit, I would say. But the Knight of Wands still has his idea about what, and don't get caught up in the gender, he, she, they, whoever this knight is. They still are going in a similar direction. Like, I feel like they're going this way. You kind of pull them over this way, and then they pull it back this way a bit. So they're still getting what they want, but I feel like there's like a give and take here. And I'm getting like this didn't seem to work out the way they wanted to right off the bat. I'm getting whatever they proposed, you agreed to it with some alterations. And then they pulled back some alterations, and they got what they wanted out of the situation. Not exactly what they wanted, but they got enough of it out. And you got what you wanted out of it too. And I'm getting like there's a combination going on here. I'm getting they're kind of disappointed because it didn't go completely their way. I just feel like that's the energy I'm feeling. Like they had an idea, they knew what they wanted to do, they had the whole thing set in their mind, and then you kind of changed it on them a bit. And I feel like that's the Three of Swords, but their challenge card is the Three of Swords. I don't feel like they really need to be that upset about it. Like, because it feels like everything is still going well. I feel like this is more before the plans actually happen that they're feeling this way. And I'm getting, though, the card that would make it easier for them, the suggested course of action for them is the Seven of Swords. Just to, like, let it go, just to move on from it, just to keep rolling with it. Especially with the Knight of Wands energy, that usually can happen, where they just kind of go and they roll with it. They may be a little disappointed, but if they just roll with it and let that piece go with the negotiation, how that worked out, I'm seeing where this is going to go is the Knight of Wands, and they're highlighting that there's a success here. Because I'm getting that they're realizing things work out very well when you both get what you want, when you both kind of mediate through things. I'm getting the way that this situation worked out very well because you know, talked it out and you changed things a little bit. Because you enjoyed yourself and they enjoyed themselves. Instead of like, if I feel like if it went as originally planned, you wouldn't have had as much fun. And they would have kind of seen that, and that would have kind of put a damper on things, only because, I mean, if you're not having fun, why, you know what I mean, it's not as great. So I'm getting, after the fact, they're seeing the success by, you know, negotiating a bit and seeing how this can make a better future for the two of you together. If they didn't realize this before, it seems to be highlighted this time. Or maybe they have seen this before and it's re-highlighting something they probably already knew, but they maybe had forgotten a little bit. Because I'm getting where you're standing as the high priestess. You're like, this, the way it turned out, they had some things they liked, you had some things you liked. There were some things you really didn't want to do, but you were willing to do just because you wanted to be with them. But you also got to do things you wanted to do, so it was fine. To you, it balanced out very fairly. You're very happy with it. It just seemed to all be copacetic. Copacetic? Copacetic. And I'm getting for you, where you're going to stand after the fact, is the Nine of Pentacles. You're going to be very happy with how this worked out. Very, very happy. And I'm also getting that your partner seems to be... Is that after the fact or that's during it? That's during it. We'll come back to that. Your partner seems to be reacting well. Because I'm getting going forward for you. You're thinking about other things you can do together. And I feel like you're kind of taking the lead about things your partner would want to do that, like, I don't know, if it's almost like if it's going to an event and maybe it's something you're not really into that they're into. You're seeing where these events are that they would like to be a part of. Whatever it might be, whether maybe it's NASCAR, maybe it's wineries, a sporting event, a history event, Renaissance fair, whatever it may be. It just feels like you're not, whatever it is, you're not really into it, but you know they are. You're seeing where these events are being held when they're happening, and you're also looking to see where do these correlate to things that you are into. Like, say there's this event over in this one area, and like the next town or two over, there's something that you would like to do there, so that you could do some of what they want for a while and do some of what you want for a while. Or possibly, you know, they hang out there for a little while, you go over there. You know, you're finding a way to go in a direction you know they're going to want to go, but also folding in what you want to do as well. And it feels like you're going forward with the Study card and the Six of Pentacles. You're already looking to make more of this of balance. I feel like you're taking the wheel in this, or taking the leader role in a sense, in research, and you're just finding like where are the events your partner would be happy to do, like what they would like to do. You're seeing where they are and what around those events, what's around those events that you would also like to do something in that general area, so it'd be easy to fold in what you would like to do. And I feel like you're trying to direct things and you're going forward, you're going to try to suggest, you know, oh, would you like to do this? I saw that was going on there. And if they agree, you're like, great, because if we go there, I can do this a little bit, we can do a little bit of both. I'm getting they're going to be cool with that because you're both going to have a good time. And I'm getting you're the one doing the legwork on it because you're like, you know what? Instead of just letting fate play out and letting them find what they want to do and just seeing what I might like around, I'm going to see what's around for them and what I can match up and what I really would like to do and how these can marry in a little bit better. Because all right, so this is interesting. They have the Moon card. I don't feel like they realized that you were going to do that. And I feel like through this whole process, they don't seem to be very aware of what's actually happening. How is that possible? They come towards you with an offer. They don't seem to realize that you're not going to be completely on board with that. And it also feels like when you're negotiating it through, they don't realize how this is benefiting both of you and how this is a good idea. And after the fact, I don't feel they realize that you're going to do what you're going to do. Is that real? It seems so strange to me. I'm getting that there's a lot of love here. It feels like your partner definitely cares about you, and there's a lot of love, but I don't feel like they're looking at it from your perspective very much. I gotta be honest. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know. I just feel like they're not really looking at the situation in the sense of like, how does it benefit them? How does it benefit you? I don't feel that perspective happening. I feel like it more happens in the sense of like, they hear something's going on, they'd like to be a part of it, and they propose it to you, that you guys go and do that, and then you're like, yeah, and you talk with them, and then you want to do something as well during that time, like it's out in that same region or vicinity, and they go along with it, but they're kind of like, oh, I'd rather just spend the whole day doing whatever. But after the fact, they see how this balanced out well, and they just take it for what it is and move on from it. And then afterwards, when you're researching and doing all the legwork here, I don't feel like they're even really aware of that either. But I do feel like when you bring or propose these things in the future, I feel like they like that as well. And they do realize after the fact that you have things that you want to do too that are matching up, and they're okay with that because it just seems to benefit you both. But I don't feel them, like when the moon card's here, I don't feel them really giving too much thought to it. They're almost like sleeping through the situation. Like you're the one who seems to be creating it the way you want it to, and you seem to be benefiting both of you as you do. I feel like that's going well. Anything else with this? I guess we hit what we needed to say here. I don't feel like your partner has an agenda. I guess that's the best thing I could say. They're just kind of going with it as things come towards them. They just kind of react to it. And as things go forward, they're also just kind of rolling with it, and it seems like they're fine with it. It just seems like this is a lot in your control, and that's a good thing, because I feel like you're going to fairly work it out for you and your partner. It feels good to me. It feels like everything's going well. I don't know what I'm looking for. Am I looking for something? They're like, we're done. Okay. So I think that's good for Libra in relationships. Let's do Libra single. What do we got for Libra singles? What do we got for Libra singles? Messages for Libra singles. What do we got for Libra singles? Messages for Libra singles. Empowering information to help them see what's actually happening and help them go in a direction they want to go in. Libra singles, yes. Let's do some of these. I don't know, flip it. Okay, trust. You got trust at the bottom. Feels like that belongs in the environment to me. Let's see how this goes. While I was shuffling those, a couple times the thought came to me, do these things ever work out easily? And I don't know why it came through. It's kind of strange. It just kind of came out of the side here, just like, do these things ever work out easily? Like, ever? Because I'm getting, you're starting off, well, the whole situation, I guess you could say, this is the strongest card at the bottom, this is the base. The Four of Swords, this is taking a lot of thought, and a lot of contemplation, and a lot of patience. But instead of it being the Temperance card, which is not out here, is it? I don't see it. I feel like it's more like, it's not like you want to be patient, it's just kind of like contemplation time. You have to figure out what to do with the situation. And the patience is actually coming from not knowing what to do next and still wanting something to happen here. Because when I'm getting in the past here, and don't get caught up in the gender like I always say, you got the Emperor card. And I'm feeling like you're seeing someone is around you or catching your interest. It's very stable, very strong, very bullheaded is what I'm getting to. So they're not going to do anything they don't want to do. And they seem to be holding all the power is what I'm getting. I feel like they're holding all the power. They're not going to move or do anything they don't want to do. So you can make suggestions, but to them it's merely suggestions. If they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. And I'm also getting with that Emperor, you have the Queen of Pentacles also mirroring this energy in the environment section. Very stable, very determined. Unless they want to do something, it will not happen. I don't feel like this person is easily swayed. It's going to take a lot of work. And even then, unless they really want to do it, they're not going to do it. So you got the Four of Swords at the bottom. You have the Two of Swords at the top with the Knowledge card. I'm getting the Two of Swords here. It's coming in with the knowledge because you're trying to get more information. You're learning more about this person. And I feel like the Two of Swords is saying the more you learn, the more you realize you can't really move this person. You can't budge them. You can't really seem to negotiate through it. They're just not hearing you or not willing to consider what you're saying. And I feel like this is a problem for you because you can't seem to make any type of movement here. Yeah, I don't feel you giving up yet. What I do see you doing is the Four of Wands, which is also coming in with the Ten of Cups. I kind of feel this is kind of one piece altogether. I don't feel like it's this card leading into this card. I feel like it's one clump altogether. I'm getting you're spending time with this person. You're having a good time with this person. But it feels platonic, I have to be honest. It's not going any farther than it's already been. It feels platonic to me in the sense of like, I don't feel any type of official recognition in any sense. If you are intimate with this person, it's not going any farther than it's already been. But with the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups, like Four of Wands is very stable, very secure, this is what the situation is, it's as it was, it's still the same as it was. But the Ten of Cups is saying it's a good time. You're having a good time with this person. It's just no more than it's been. It's no less than it's been either, though. That Four of Wands, I'm just like, is there something else with that? I'm getting this Emperor Queen energy here we got going on here. They're kind of settling into the way things are. And I'm getting what it was is what it is and what it's going to be. I don't see it changing. But the thing is, you're having a good time with this person, and you're thinking that this is going your way. I feel like there's a miscommunication here, I feel. Because there's the Judgment card in your thoughts. You're thinking this is going your way because you're having a good time with this person. They're having a good time with you. I feel like you're looking at this in a sense of like rationally, since we're getting along so well, since we're having a good time, this should mean that this person wants to go farther with me. But on the other side, I feel like they're not changing. The Queen of Pentacles, she's very dedicated. And when she has her mind made up, she stays there. And the Emperor is the same energy. I mean, you have a male and a female card. It can be either or any gender. It could be any gender going on here. But where they have been, where they are, is where they're going to be. They're not changing. They seem to have made up their mind about what this relationship is, and it's not going farther than what it already is. Because I'm seeing this go forward, and you have the Seven of Pentacles. And you're looking at it like, how much longer do I have to hold on before I can actually pick this fruit, before we can actually make this a relationship? And I feel like you're still waiting, because of this good moment in the center here, you're waiting. You're like, we had such a good time. This can go so far. How long do I have to wait before we can actually make this an official relationship? But I'm also getting with that, this is where your Five of Pentacles is also coming in. Because you're waiting, and you need them to actually... You're waiting to know how long, but you're realizing you have to wait for them to give to you the okay. Because you can't make a relationship by yourself. Like, you're already in. The fact that you're already in, you're waiting for them to say they're in too. And I feel like you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. And you're waiting and you're waiting. Waiting and waiting. And waiting. As this goes forward in the future, I'm actually getting you're getting kind of... I feel like you're getting very aggravated. Because it never seems to be happening. It never seems to be happening, and you got the Six of Swords with the Death card. I do feel like you're moving on, and you're just letting go of all hope. The Death card to me says you're letting go of all hope of this becoming a relationship, and you're moving on from it. You also have the Confidence card here, which seems to be confident in yourself that this is the right move to move on, because this is not going where you want it to go. Confidence is saying you're making the right move, moving on, in the sense of having any hope this is going to become a relationship. And this Trust card in the environment, like, I don't feel like this person, they just don't see you that way, and they just don't want to. They already made up their mind about you, that they don't want this to happen that way, and they're just not going to do it. For whatever reason they're making up their mind, I just feel like, I'm noticing there's an empty bed here. It's almost like they like being single for now. A lot of them, for the people that you're connected with, I feel like they just want to be single. They just want to be single, and that's what they've decided they're going to have, and that's what they're going to do, and they're not moving. Because I'm noticing that empty bed, like, they like it that way. They like being the only one in their bed, and that's that. Is there anything else here? I think we hit it. I think we got what they're trying to say here. So I feel the biggest point with this reading is, though, like, not to wait too long. You're going to move on either way, but, like, they're also saying not to wait too long, but not to feel guilty about it, like you're giving up on something before it has a chance, because I don't feel like you're doing that. I feel like you're seeing it for what it is when you finally do move forward, and they're saying you're making the right choice, because this person does not want to be in a relationship. And they just don't seem to want to do it. All right. I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.